I literally just started it. So, excuse me, sir. I don't know if any of you guys have family at home that wants to watch the game, but I'm going to be live streaming the whole thing. I've been told it works a little bit better than Live Barn from people who've watched it. The only downside is you have to listen to me, pretend I know what I'm doing as I commentate the game, but I try to do so fairly, not positive or minus against either team. If they're interested, it's on YouTube. Just search for GHN Sports as a second word. And then if you go to the live video area, it should be active right now. It will be labeled Monsters versus Bells and today's date.
GHN Sports?
GHN Sports.
Cool, thanks.
And then, yeah, you can share that with anybody at home. They're welcome to watch. Only downside is they'll have to listen to me talk. But we're going to try to keep the score updated and all that good stuff. The video will stay on YouTube after it's done, yeah. You might have to, I think because it's live now and will be like old later, I think you'll have to search for it again. A different link will make it work. Or yeah, you just search for it, but it'll be there to watch later. So if they miss it now, they can watch it tonight, tomorrow, whenever. It'll stay up there. And then just find whichever one says it's live right now. And then, yeah, feel free to share that with the rest of your team. Not a problem. I just have the pink, the black one. But in a second, I'll disconnect mine and you can help. No, I have to because I can't charge it. If it starts to run low and stuff, which we'll see. I think I will. Well, that one's green. It's almost 80%. Mine. That's the battery for mine. But yeah, but it goes really fast. We're doing 90% like so we're almost 1 minute remaining until the things warm up. I know.
There's some coaches in the soul.
And then Rachel, just so I don't feel quite so stupid talking behind everything, I'm probably going to move up to the Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to GHN Sports. Today we have the championship game. The Bellarmine Bells playing against the Fresno Jr Monsters. Our audio quality will improve shortly. Borrow your phone, Rachel. Test 1, test 2. Here it is. Is that okay for you guys? I don't know if you heard me call them. But I'm watching them on YouTube right now. If there's anybody at home that wants to watch it, and in the course of the second day, it'll be the live broadcast. All they have to do is go to the channel, look it up, and they can watch it live. The only downside is they're going to have to listen to me talk. GHN Sports. And then you guys are probably also going to have to listen to me talk. Hello and welcome everyone to GHN Sports. This once again is Greg Gerster, your broadcaster extraordinaire. Today we bring to you the Monsters playing against the Bellarmine Bells. In today's game, this will be the championship for the league, and the winner here will take home the gold. Will it be the Monsters or will it be the Bells? Only time will tell as we get ready to start an exciting 45 minutes of hockey. At current time, we are doing warm-ups for both teams. We've got just a little bit of time left before the game starts up. With that buzzer going off right now, announcing the end. As is tradition with most teams, before going to the bench, they will gather around their net to chant, cheer, and bring each other as much energy as they can for this upcoming battle. That's a correction. I forgot 17-minute periods. This will be 51 minutes of exciting hockey. Lots of noise, lots of excitement. Again, GHN Sports. This is Greg Gerster, happy to bring to you the Fresno Jr Monsters in the championship game against the Bellarmine Bells. We have number 96, Nyamwa, in net for the Monsters, and number 86, Nicholas Chen, guarding the pipes for the Bellarmine Bells. In the face-off circle, we have Connor Aycock and Mr. White, and the Monsters take it. Rocha comes through the center, has it tipped off his stick by 27. That comes up to Akanwa. He has it knocked away by a Wallen, who has to tip it backwards for White to grab it and come back into his own end. White is knocked from his feet, losing the puck as it's chipped back through center and into the Bells territory. No icing on this. Aycock has it, chips it forward to the corner where Nissan Caro is there to grab it and bring it behind the back of his net to start forward towards the other end. Makes his way through neutral ice. Almost overskates it, but manages to keep it, has to stop and tip back to Plummer. Plummer moves it to Beyond, who shoots, and it goes high of the net into the glass. Comes up to Nakwa, who can't keep up with it, but is able to push it forward to the center ice. Barnberg has it for a moment, loses it off to 10 of the Bells. It's moved to the corner, where Barcenas has it and brings it around. Oh, shot towards the net, gets caught on the chest of Chen. This will bring the face-off glove side for Chen. We have Plummer for the Monsters in the center circle. Going off against Lane. The Monsters end up with the puck. Nissan Caro tries to push it back, but he gets knocked away from Barenberg. And the Bells have it, trying to get it clear of the zone. Gets caught up before it can get to the line, though. Little battle knock free with 42, Rizvi bringing it around. Has it poked away from him. And by Plummer. Or sorry, by 67, McCartier. Comes out to Nissan Caro, who moves it back to his own zone to Beyond. Beyond knocks it to neutral ice. But where Plummer now has it. Plummer has it knocked away by Roberts, back into the Bells zone where they collect and start the movement forward, chipping it up the wall, but Nissan Caro's there to take it away. He moves it back towards Torres, who ends up having to chase the puck, but catches up to it in center ice. Brings it across the line, but is knocked away by Lane. Roach is there to collect at the center line, comes across, and then we have an offsides. Monsters take the draw on this face-off, going back to Rocha. He passes across to 24, who moves it up, but Curley's there to take it. Goes to the corner, a battle between Torres and Abel. He chips it forward to the line where it's knocked back forward to a Monster. Gets knocked away and knocked out from the front of the net. Monster's there to chase. Sorry, guys, I'm having trouble keeping up today. Rocha gets it in front, shoots from the top of the slot, but is knocked up and over the net by Chen. Another shot goes wide, bounces off the back glass. Torres now with it, comes against the wall, tries to pass back, but too many Bells in the way, doesn't get through. Bells grab it and push it around the boards, or Holderman is there to move it back to the corner. Goes up to Peterson. Peterson moves it towards the crease, but Abel is there to knock that pass clear, going back to the wall. Peterson now with the puck and a battle for it, loses it to Abel, who clears it to the neutral zone. But Holderman is there to catch it and knock it back down. Monsters take this opportunity to get some changes. The Bells are able to get it to center ice to Tormino, who brings it into the Monster zone but can't keep it on his stick. Number 21 of the Bells, however, is able to get it, takes it to the corner and loses it behind the net, where Nissan Caro is able to bring it forward to neutral ice. He, however, has it tipped away by Aycock, who brings it to the wall and has it knocked away from him, where White is able to knock it back down to the Bells zone. No icing. Bells have it behind their own net, with Choi bringing it forward. He tries the pass to Aycock, who can't catch it, and goes to bounce off the wall behind the net, where Escobel is able to catch up to it and knock it over to Nissan Caro, who pushes it forward to center ice. Choi there to collect and pass it back towards the Monsters' net. Pass bounces off of 67. Wallen's able to knock it back towards the Bells zone, where the Bells collect and try again to bring it through. Barcenas gets it just across the blue line, knocked down by Escobel, and Wallen takes the puck behind his net for his team to reset. Chips it all the way forward towards Plummer, who can't quite catch it with his stick and ends up icing against the back wall. 12:19 left in the first period. Score still 0-0. Good face off to Moaz left, with the Monsters coming out on top of this one, passing it over to the board. However, Akanwa is able to knock it out towards his team, and they get it around, and we have a Bells score to number 21, Diego Barcenas, making the Bells the first to get on the board. Torres takes the draw at center ice, passing back towards Rocha, who can't quite keep it on his stick, so grabs it and takes it behind the net. Bells number 2 chases him with it, but he gets out and away with it. Looping around to keep away and starting forward into the center ice. He gets it through across the line into the Bells territory, takes a shot from the top of the circle, but bounces off the pads of Chen. He get it around the boards. 38 is there to pass it back around to Peterson, but it is intercepted by Barcenas again. He comes up the wall, runs into Torres and loses the puck. Shot by Lundgren, but bounces off the pipes. Goes back through center, and Kawa knocks it away from beyond where Curley gets it, passes out to Barcenas. Barcenas again comes through, but has it knocked away by Rocha. And then another shot as it's regained by Barcenas, and another score by the Bells. .17 left in the first period. Score is 2-0 in favor of the Bells. Center circle, we have 34, Mitchell White, going head-to-head with number 48, Michael Lane. Puck goes down, Monsters win that draw. Nissan has to chase it to the wall, but gets it and knocks it forward. However, 42 of the Bells is there to catch it and knock it over to 10. He passes forward to Roberts. Roberts can't keep it on his stick and has to chase it to the corner, but Ray is there to get ahead of him to knock it around. It is knocked in front of the crease by another Bell, but we have 24 of the Monsters there to take it away. Gets caught up for a battle against the puck on the boards and is taken out by White. White has it tipped off his stick in center ice and knocked back towards the Monsters' corner. Holderman now with the puck, passes forward to Wallen. Wallen keeps it moving but can't clear it from the zone. Number 48 knocks it towards the net, but it's sticked away by Naya to the corner. Joy catches it in neutral zone, passes it forward, gets caught up in the feet of Nissan Carroll. We have a whistle now stopping play. .81-98 of the Bells and Monsters respectively. Monsters end up with the puck out of this draw. Goes to Holderman in the corner, and he knocks it forward. Battling for the puck, the Bells come out with it with Taramino. He knocks it back, but Barenberg is there to get it. Passes across the Plummer who shoots it, or McCartier who shoots it towards the net. Bounces off the leg pads of Chen. Second shot, same result off the pads and goes to the corner again. McCartier gets knocked from his feet, and the Bells take the puck and start it towards the center. However, Nissan Carroll catches it and gets it back before it crosses the line. Plummer now with the puck, knocks it against the wall, crossing line into the Bells territory. McCartier taking a shot, but goes wide of the net. Barenberg catches up with it as he approaches the corner, knocking it back around to McCartier, who is now in a scramble for the puck against the wall. Barenberg gets it out, knocks it back, goes into McCartier, who makes a slow knock towards the net, but Choi gets to it and takes it away. Choi coming forward through neutral, gets across the line and approach to the net by himself, passes across to 89, but the pass does not connect. Taramino gets it and tries to pass it again to Kifford, but the Monsters intercept. Rocha with the puck, tries to launch it forward, but bounces off the feet of a Bell. Still gets cut by McCartier against the wall and knocked across the Plummer. McCartier going for a change. Rocha comes in, takes a shot, but again goes wide of the net. Bells have it knocked it back around through the corner, and now coming up is number 7 across the line of neutral ice. Gets it into the Monsters' territory. He's now by himself at the top of the left circle. Takes a shot, but bounces off of traffic, doesn't get through. Escobar with the puck, tries to knock it forward, gets caught up, and shot taken by Clifford, but goes high and into the glass. A lot of back and forthing and scrambling for it. Number 2 of the Bells comes out on top with the puck, takes a shot across the crease, but goes through and bounces off the opposing wall. Barcenas again with the puck coming behind the net. Escobar catches the puck, passes over to Beyond. Beyond knocks it back to Escobar. Escobar bounces up the wall towards Turner, but Turner can't connect with the pass. Torres chases it, knocks it back. Bell has it coming across the line, gets to the top of the circle with some challenge passes. Barcenas passes in front of the net to 67, but he can't get it off the stick towards the net before knocked away by the Monsters. Again, Barcenas comes up, passes in front, no one there to receive. 67 couldn't quite keep it in the zone, but Aycock has it against the wall, gloves it down, brings it in the middle of the circle, side of the circle, and launches it across. Turner with it, clearing the zone, getting up to center, but Bells again collect and try to bring it forward. Torres runs into him, so he takes a long shot from center ice, goes high and wide of the net, bouncing off back glass. Skibbo catches it in the corner, passing around the wall. Curley is the only one there to receive it, and chases it around the back of the net. Passes up the wall to Oknawa. There goes to Rizvi, who shoots from the top of the slot, and it is caught by Naya. Puck back in play, goes out, comes in front of the net. 48 can't get it off a stick where it goes around. And another shot by Roberts. And that goes in, finds at the back of the net. We now have a score 3-0 in favor of the Bells. And a larger gap between them and the Monsters, giving them quite the hill to climb. That goal again is going to be by number 4 of the Bells, Santiago Roberts. Playing on White in the center. Monsters take the draw. Mason Carroll coming up with the puck. But the Bells take it away. 42 passes up again to Roberts. To Roberts number 30. He loses it off of his stick. Roach now with it coming across the blue line. Tries to pass across, but Bells are able to knock it away. They get it back to center ice where they scramble for it. Roberts number 30 has it, but loses it quickly in center to beyond. Regains the puck, gets knocked from her feet. It's knocked from his feet, and White now with the puck takes a shot from the blue line and caught by Chen. Monsters take the draw to Chen's right. Get it out and take a quick shot, but goes high above the net and bounces off the glass. Now coming up the wall is knocked back down and around by Plummer. McCartier has it, chips it up the wall, goes to Holderman. Holderman going back down to McCartier. It's caught up in a scramble, and Kifford is able to knock it out back down to the Monster zone. And this will be an icing on the Bells. Face off again to Chen's right. Bells come out the winner on that one, but lose it quickly to Holderman in the center. Comes back across his own blue, passes to beyond, who goes up to Plummer. Plummer has it knocked off his stick as he tries to pass to Barenberg, who has to chase it, and it's knocked back down into center ice. Barenberg tries to move it up the wall, has it knocked away from him, but Plummer's there to get it and chip it down into the corner. Curley grabs it, runs it up the wall, but Beyond stops it at the blue line. Comes back, we have a shot by Holderman. Goes wide of the net. And Zhao with it, tries to knock it forward, but bounces off McCartier. McCartier is down on the ice, slow to get up. Plummer with the puck and whistle stopping play. And McCartier is back up on his feet. He is being assisted to the bench. Hopefully with it, this is a down and out for just a moment. He'll be back on the ice later in the game, but we will have to wait and see. Face-off is going to come to the dot just outside. The bell's blue. We have Lundgren and Aycock at the center circle. Bells take this one, goes to Curley, passes off to Rizvi as he knocks it to the corner, chased by Peterson. They're on the back of the net. Turner catching up to it. Can't quite get it out before a Bell takes it away. They try to run it up the boards. They come out with it. Aycock passing across it to 21, Barcenas. As he launches it back across, the pass is knocked away, and Holderman has it, bring it back into the Bell zone. However, Aycock catches it, passes back. Turner getting it, moving it back into the Bell zone along the wall. As the number 10, Coy, gets it, moves it forward to Aycock, who comes through the center. Beyond gets in his way, knocks it off his stick and off to the side, where Lundgren is able to catch up to it against the wall, bring it through neutral ice. He has it tipped away by 42, but regains it, knocking it back down to the Bell's corner. 42 tries to keep it moving, but it's stopped by Turner behind the net. However, the Bells still come out with it. Barcenas bringing it up and out across the blue line. He gets away from him. He has to try to catch up to it in the corner, but a Monster's there to keep him away. Roach keeps him away from it, comes out, gets in front of the net, but doesn't quite get to the net. Roach now bringing it out through center. Comes in almost unopposed, passes across to Peterson, who misses it, doesn't connect with the pass. He tips it back to Escobar. Escobar can't keep it on his stick either, as it's knocked away by number 2 of the Bells. Barcenas again has it, comes in, and that's going to be a holding by number 11, Rocha. This will put the Bells on a power play after number 11, J-Mo Rocha of the Monsters, gets called for a holding penalty. 3:24 left in the first period, scores 3-0. The Monsters are going to have to fight this penalty hard to try to keep the score from growing away from them. Face off to the left side of Moa. Monsters take this draw, goes straight towards the goalie, however, who drops down, and Moa covers the puck to again stop that play. Three around the back of the net, knocked forward again. Woods not able to keep up with it and stop the progression. The Bells have it. 7 passes across to Curley. Curley passes forward to Roberts, number 30. Loses it to White. White knocks it forward. Woods is not able to knock it down with his stick, so he has to chase it to the far corner where Zhao gets to it first. Zhao brings it around, starts the charge for the Bells towards the Monsters' net. Has it knocked away by White. However, he regains the puck. White still chasing. Zhao knocks it up the wall towards the corner, but Nisencaro gets to it first. But Zhao is still going to fight him for it. Nisencaro loses his stick, but it's knocked clear by another Monster. Comes to White in the corner. Akanwa coming to compete for it. Scramble along the wall, gets knocked out, and goes to Curley at the blue line. He knocks it back down around the corner where Akanwa is able to get it and move it out. Nisencaro, however, catches it and clears the zone. Monsters will all chase it down, not taking any changes on this opening. Akanwa gets it to the board, but loses it. Wallen comes in, takes a shot, but it is a save by Chen. .30 seconds, or 29 seconds left in the penalty to Rocha. 2 of the Bells has it, passes across to Akanwa. He moves back to Acock. Acock can't keep it on his stick as it's moved away by Beyond. However, the Bells are able to regain control, going back to Unconvo, who passes out to number 21, Barcenas. Barcenas moves towards the side, gives it to Acock for just a second before taking it back and running down the board and behind the net, where he loses his footing, and Nissinkero is able to get it away. Torres has it, tries to clear the zone, but Choi catches it in center ice. He passes it across to 42, but Rocha intercepts, having come clear of the penalty box. He gets in, but can't get a shot off before he's knocked away from the puck. Comes around to the top of the circle, gets to the top of the slot, shoots, but it goes wide of the net. Bells are able to get it and move it towards the center. 67 gets it over to Barcenas. Barcenas bringing it along the wall, but can't quite keep it as Rocha and Nissinkero take it away. Rocha now bringing the puck up through the center. It gets away from him, but he chases it, catches it, and passes across to Torres. Torres gets caught up in number 10 of the Bells, and the puck ends up going down to the Monsters' end for an icing. .40 seconds left in the third period. Score still 3-0. The Bells up on this board. 98 and 81 at the center. Plummer takes the draw, gets it out to Barenberg. He takes a shot that bounces off the pads of Chen. Comes back out to Nissinkero, who tries to keep it in. They battle for it against the boards, ends up moving down and around. Here's that Peterson has it, gets it out to Plummer. Plummer comes behind the net. Oh! Has it taken away by a Bell, but Nissinkero's there to take it away from the Bell in turn. Chases it out and then back into the corner. Curley with it, launches it up and out. Not able to clear the zone as Barenberg catches and keeps it in, but then gets knocked out of the zone just as the period comes to an end. And that brings us to the end of the first period. The score is 3-0 in favor of the Bells. The Monsters are yet to get up on the board. The Monsters are going to need to work a little harder to get those pucks in deep and try to find the back of that net, and are going to need to score a couple to even this up. They still have 2 periods left to try to even that score and bring themselves up and into the lead. The Bells have shown some good defense and proper offense, finding the back of the net where the Monsters have not been able to. And if they can maintain this, the Monsters are going to have a hard time getting themselves up where they need to be. This intermission report has been brought to you by MS Crafts. If you have a craft you want done, get a hold of MS Crafts. This is run by Steve Keithley, and if you have a favored picture of your hockey player, get a hold of him either through GHN Sports or directly, and he will be happy to help you out. Not a problem.
For what?
I said, for what?
I was just going to say hi.
Oh, I thought you said thanks. I was like, for what? Oh, hi.
No, just saying what's up. I thought you were on the phone. So
No, I'm talking this thing through.
okay.
So you're now on camera. Who do you think is going to win this game?
It better be the Monsters.
Darn
I
tootin'.
drove 2.5 hours. And as if I recall correctly, there's no room in your car for losers. So
There's not.
only winners.
All right, and that brings us to the beginning of the second period. Again, we have 96, Nyamwa, in net for the Fresno Jr Monsters. Number 86, Nicholas Chen, is protecting the net for the Bells. The Bells come out on top of this one with the puck. Is Acock coming along the wall. He takes a shot from a short side, bounces off the chest of Naya. Rebounding back to the corner, the Monsters are able to get it. White bringing it up, passing across the line. Woods is there to get it and bring it forward. He gets through the circle, but Choi is able to stop him from having a clear lane. Not able to take a shot, goes behind the net. White now with the puck, tries to stuff it in the corner, off the pads of Chin. Bells again with the puck. Barcenas trying to get it out and through, but Rocha getting in his way. Woods taking the puck from him. Acock gets it from him, comes in close, takes a shot, but goes up and wide of the net. Chasing to the corner is Rocha and Acock. However, Esquivel gets to it and knocks it down and around the boards. Pass up to Beyond, bounces off his feet back into the zone. Goes down, icing waved off by the linesman. Cotton brought back up and around, but Choi is there to knock it down, back down to Ribsy. With it now is Plummer coming in across the side. Can't get the shot off before traffic knocks it away from him. Akan was able to get it to the blue line, chip it forward. Barcenas again with the puck, comes in through the left circle. Wraps around the back, tries to pitch it forward, but the Monsters get in the way. Esquivel clearing it up, down through center. Plummer not able to get to it in time. We again have 7 of the Bells, gets it, passes to Aycock. Aycock charging through the line, comes through the circle, takes a short side shot, but knocked aside by Nissen Caro, goes wide of the net. Monsters now bring it up the board, get it into neutral ice, but lose it to 27 of the Bells. He passes across the 7, who gets it up to Barcenas. He tries to shoot it forward, but hits the ref and bounces off. Moves across the other side. Wallen now with it, coming forward across the blue line into Bell's territory. Gets to the top of the circle, shoots and goes into the chest of Chen, down to the ice and covered up. Monsters able to get that shot away, brings our shots on goal, 8-12. Shots up in favor of the Monsters on this one, even though the score is in favor of the Bells. Nissen Caro with it in his own end, chips it up against the glass to move it forward towards Plummer. He can't keep up with the puck, so Zhao is able to get it, knock it back. Goes down towards center, goes back in. Roberts has it, passes back to 77, gets it up the lane, who knocks it down into the Monsters' end, with Nissen Caro catching it behind the line of his net. He gets it up, but not out of the blue line, unable to clear the zone. Knocked back down by Zhao. Goes behind the net. White passes forward to McCartier. McCartier chits it up and out, but no Monster to receive it, so Zhao has it. Tries to get a shot, but not enough energy on it, and bounces off of Nissen Caro, going to the wall. Nissen Caro starts to clear it out, has it knocked away, but Byronberg is there to bring it out across the blue line. Tipped away by Curley, and then chased to the corner. Curley with it, moves it up to Zhao. Zhao knocks it forward, but bounces off of Nissen Caro to stay in the offensive zone. Turner has it, trying to get it. Passes over to Byronberg, who shoots, and off the stick of Chen. And cleared from the zone. Nissen Caro with it behind his own net now. Chips it forward, passes forward to Turner. Turner has it and comes across the blue into neutral ice. He's able to get it into the Bells' defensive zone. Comes it across the side, shot short side, and gloved away by Chen. Monsters take the draw on that one, but the Bells get to it before a Monster is able to keep possession. Comes back and Rocha ends up with it. Passing across to 24. He comes out, but before he can pass it, it rolls off of his stick. Holderman does eventually get it up to Peterson. Peterson charging in. Gets to the top of the circle, passes across to Turner. Turner comes in, backhanded shot, bounces off the pads of Chen, going to the corner. They lose control. The Bells bringing it back forward. Number 9 clears it forward and goes down and behind the net. Rocha gets to it first. Swooping around. He's able to get it out, but it comes up to Thompson. Correction, Taramino, who knocks it back down around the net. We now have a whistle stopping play. Looks like a delayed penalty initially, but they tapped up and stopped play. We once again have number 11, Jamo Rocha, for cross-checking, going to the box. This will once again put the Bellarmine Bells on a power play, forcing the penalty killers of the Monsters to come out and prevent that score from spreading. White and Aycock in the center circle. White is able to win this draw, passing back beyond getting it and wrapping it up around the boards. However, number 2, Aycock is able to get it, comes across, takes a shot, but goes wide of the net. 67 passes to Barcenas. Barcenas gets it, but it gets knocked away, and Byronberg now has the puck. Nissen Caro now has the puck. Ray brings it around, passes up around the boards, clearing the zone and getting it out. However, Zhao 7 is able to get it and pass it along to Barcenas. Barcenas has it almost knocked away by Woods, but keeps the puck wrapping behind his net and starting the charge forward. Coming through neutral ice into the Monsters' territory, gets to the side circle, shoots, and gets stopped by Naya, and covered for a wonderful save, and preventing the score from climbing even further away from the Monsters. This will bring the face-off to Moa's left side. We again have Aycock and White in the center. Don't know who won the draw, but White came out with the puck from his own drop. He clears the zone, knocking it down. Woods and Choi chasing. Choi getting to it first and passing along the boards to Ribsy. White goes to keep it away from him, going to the corner. Woods and Choi. Again, Choi coming out with the puck and beginning to move forward. He passes up to Aycock, who has to keep it away from Ray unsuccessfully as Nisenkero starts the charge to get it out of his zone, but has it knocked away from him by 67 Unkanwa. Unkanwa loses it to Plummer, gets into the Bell zone, pass across, but Barenberg couldn't get there in time to connect. Barcenas again with the puck, bringing it forward, chased by Barenberg and Plummer. Plummer able to knock it away and stop his momentum. And now with the puck, it's Plummer trying to get it out of his zone. He gets it across the blue line, keeps control, charging in. Moves around Rizvi, going to the corner, but has it taken away by Choi. Choi now with the puck, chips it forward, but nobody there to receive it except the Monster. Nisenkero now bringing it back to the Bell's territory. Comes out and shot by McCartier. Bounces off the pads of Chen. They try to get it out, but Wallen has it. Takes a shot, bounces off Bell's 42, Rizvi, and goes wide of the net. Bell's again getting in control. Barcenas, without much competition for it, ends up getting tripped up a little bit by Bion, but is able to keep control, getting in, shoots! Scramble in front of the net, stop! Naya lost sight of it for a second, and we have a fight in front of the net. Hard takedown. That was a good shot and try by the Bells. They had a good look, shot it in. Naya was able to stop it, bounced off her chest. However, she lost sight of the rebound, so it sat in front of her for just a moment. The Bells, thankfully, unable to take advantage of this, got caught up and knocked down, and she was able to cover before they could take full opportunity with that situation. The face-off is now going to come to the blocker side of Moa. Monsters get it out. Rocha with the puck, charging down. Good momentum, has it tipped away from him, but keeps up with it. Not able to get a shot, but wraps it around the back. Comes to the top of the left circle, passes to Escobar, takes a shot, goes high, but knocked away still with the glove of Chen. Now being brought back down towards the Monsters' end. Rocha gets control of it. Slows it down, giving his team a chance to reset a little bit before he wraps it up the board. Blaine gets control of it, takes a shot from the wall at the blue line towards the net, but doesn't make it through traffic. Comes down back to the Bell zone, Curley getting it, passing across to Zhao, 7. He chips it up and forward down to the Monsters' zone for an icing now against the Bells. Face off to blocker side of Chen. It's going to be Torres. Now, I couldn't catch the number of the Bell, but they come out with it. Nisenkero tries to get control of the puck, loses it to Taramino, who brings it in. Comes through the right circle, ends up losing it to Barenberg, who charges it forward. At the blue line, knocked away by Rizvi. They end up fighting for it against the wall. Barenberg loses it once again to Rivzi, who brings it in. He gets it to the slot but can't get a shot off before losing it to the Monsters. They clear it, pass out across to the side, but not a Monster there to get it. Peterson spins around to get it, clears it from the zone. However, the Bells catch up and move it forward. Torres tries to take a shot, doesn't get through. It bounces up and off the glass. And now cleared from the zone by the Bells. Icing waved off, so the Monsters have to chase it down. Hold him in there to knock it around. Comes up, gets a scramble in front. And Naya's able to jump out, cover it up, and stop that play before it can find the netting. No. Face off the left side of Moore. Aycock and Plummer. Bells take this draw, comes out and goes to Zhao, number 7, who takes a chip shot towards the net, but bounces easily off of the stick of Moore. Goes to the corner, ends up coming to Plummer, who knocks it forward. Zhao's there to get it, number 7. Bounces off the leg of Moore, almost going in, but thankfully rolling off to the side. Plummer now coming across the line towards the Bells goalie. Comes to the top of the circle, shoots, bounces off the pads of Chen. Another shot by McCartier. Again goes wide this time. Beyond now with the puck in his own end. Trying to stay away from Aycock, passes up to Plummer, rolls off his stick, but Turner's there to get it and try to knock it down to the zone. Gets stopped at the blue line by Barsanis. Knocks it back to 7, who clears it back up. Plummer ends up with the puck, comes in again. Top of the slot, shoots, but knocks off the stick of Zhao, number 7. Ends up going up and out of play. This will stop us and bring us to a face-off on the glove side of Chen. Woods with the puck, passes down to the corner to wrap around. White chasing it, but doesn't catch up before it gets to Wallen in the corner. Wallen loses it to the Bells. Aycock now bringing it forward through neutral ice. He crosses the line, but it gets knocked off of the feet of Beyond. He loses control. They chase it behind the net. Beyond gets it, passes out to Woods. Woods stops it, starts the charge forward. Aycock tries to knock it off the stick unsuccessfully. Woods gets it into the offensive zone, takes a shot, but goes wide of the net. Ends up being passed forward by Escabel to the corner where White tries to get it out. He passes over to Beyond, takes a shot, goes off the pipes. Peterson tries to get it, goes out, comes in, gets the Woods. Woods passes to Peterson, can't connect for the one-timer. However, he catches up to it in the corner to maintain possession. Tries to fit it, passes in front of the net. However, Lundgren wasn't quite able to knock it in, gets caught up in traffic, knocked out. Goes to Escabel, back towards the blue line. He shoots again, goes off wide and off the back wall. Beyond now with it, coming into the corner. Passes off to another Monster, takes a shot but whiffs over it. Gets it again, passes. Peterson now with it in the opposing corner. Goes in front of the net, trying to get it in through the corner. And he stuffs it in through the side. Chin thought he had it covered, but it was sitting behind his skate. And Peterson was able to see it, touch it, tap it in. And we have the first Monsters goal by number 5, Nicholas Peterson. The Monsters are now on the board. They're closing the gap. Score is 3-1. Still in favor of the Bellarmine Bells, but with that canyon narrowing. This goal is brought to you by Chuck's Chips. If you want chips, we probably have them. Number 48 Lane, number 34 White in the center circle. Monsters take this draw. A puck going out to Rocha. Rocha passes across to Woods. Woods bringing it in. Has it kicked away by 77 of the Bells, but White is able to recollect the puck and bring it in behind the net. He passes back again to Woods. Woods has it knocked away, but Wallen is able to grab it, but again, Roberts takes it away from him. Continuing to scramble against the corner, Nissincaro comes out with it, skating behind the net. Comes up to the right circle, Passes the Wallen. Wallen tries to shoot, but bounces off his foot into the wall. He tries to stuff it in the side again, but it bounces off of Chen's pads. 77 Curly, and now bringing it up into the Monsters zone as it knocked away. Rocha clearing it away from him, wrapping around the boards and up the side wall. Zhao gets it, tries to get it back to the Monsters end, but it's knocked away from him, and he has to chase it down to his own corner. Bringing it around the back of the net, and Wallen is able to get him away from it. McCartier there to... Berenberg able to grab it and try to bring it forward. We now have a whistle stopping the play. .457 left in the second period. The Monsters have taken 19 shots, 1 goal to show for it, while the Bells have 15 shots and 3 goals to their name. We have a penalty to the Bellarmine Bells, number 10, which will be Evan Choi. I don't see what, but it is up on the board. We still appear to have 5-on-5 on the ice, though. Risby now with the puck, trying to bring it out of his zone. He stops at the wall by Roberts and passes it across to Choi. The penalty must be an error because Choi's on the ice. Choi comes up, runs into traffic, passes it to Roberts, who passes to the other Roberts. And we now have a tripping against the Bells. At 4:23 in the second period, this will be the Monsters' first power play opportunity. With this man advantage, they have a chance to try to get that score closer to even. Will they be able to do it, or will the Bells PK be able to stop them and hold them at bay? This power play is brought to you by Gueston Hockey Equipment. When you want something but not necessarily the best, Gueston Pads. Haycock and White's at the center circle. Monsters come out on top. Gets passed from Wall to Nisencaro. Shot at the goal. Bounces off of Chen. Almost making it in, but not quite. Nisencaro again with it at the blue line. Top of the slot. Passes across the wall. He takes a shot short side. Chen is able to stop it, but it rolls under his pads. He didn't have eyes on it, but it was cleared away by another Bell before the Monsters could take advantage of that opportunity. Rocha now coming out of his own end, passes forward to Woods. Woods not able to connect with that pass, though. Has to chase it. Zhao is able to get to it and tries to clear it from the zone. Nisencaro keeping it in at the line. He passes the White. White loses his footing, goes to a knee. He tries to keep control of it. Gets it in, takes a shot, backhanded shot, but tips up off the glove of Chen. Coming to the corner and up the wall. Bell is now bringing it out. Barsanis in control of the puck. It's a 2-on-1. Coming in, he shoots. Oh! Bounces off the pipes. Almost making it in, giving them a shorthanded goal. 55 seconds left on the penalty to the Bells. Rocha with the puck coming up the wall. He passes the Woods. Gets ahead of him. He has to chase it in. Can't quite keep up to it. Coming behind the net. He passes out to Rocha. Takes a shot and goes wide of the net. Nisencaro now with it against the left wall. Having some competition. Comes in. Takes a shot. Bounces again off the pads of Chen. And we have a stop of play. Tensions rising a little bit as Zhao and Plummer have a little bit of a talk back and forth, but thankfully nothing comes of it. Monsters take this draw, comes back to Berenberg. Berenberg moves it back to Rocha. Rocha passes across to Beyond, who loses it off of his stick to Roberts, number 30. They scramble for it along the wall. Ends up coming out with Beyond on top. He passes out, no one there to receive, but Rocha is able to get to it. Knocked away from him by the Bells, but Beyond is there to keep it, and we have another whistle stopping play. Plummer and Huang. With Plummer taking it, goes out to Peterson. Peterson brings it up the corner, but gets knocked away, and the zone is cleared by the Bells. Gets on net, but Naya easily knocks it away to the corner with Rocha grabbing it. Rocha tries to bring it out. It meets both Roberts and has to change direction and passing it up the wall. Peterson is able to stop it, but rolls off his stick, and the Bell's able to get it back down. Wang moves it across to Roberts' 30. He loses it off his stick, and Roberts' 4 chases to the corner, but Peterson is able to catch it and roll it around. Stopped from exiting the zone by Zhao 7. Now Rizvi 42 trying to get it out, clean it down, gets cleared down for an icing now against the Bells. Penalty is over at this point. Back to 5-on-5. Minute 43 left in the second period. Score still 3-1 in favor of the Bells. Face-off will come to the right side of Chen. Of McCartier and Aycock. Bells take this one, goes out to Zhao, who passes along the boards, wrapping it around and up to Akanwa. He brings it forward. It's pushed against the wall and loses the puck, with McCartier catching it and continuing its journey around the boards. Only makes it to the corner before Escobar has to give it some more momentum. Wallen knocking it across the line and out of the zone, but not able to keep control. Aycock gets it at the center line, chips it up and over. Barcenas now with it at the top of the right circle. He's able to keep control, but has to chase at the corner. Passes in front, but Akanwa is not able to connect the shot. And Aycock gets it, lobs it in, and it rolls right past Moa to the back of the net for yet another Bellama and Bell score. This will be by number 2, Connor Aycock, bringing the score 4-1 at 1:05 left in the third period. Watt and Huang in the center circle. Monsters take it, goes back to Rocha. Rocha passes across to Holderman. Holderman knocks it forward. Monsters can't keep that pass. Makes it toward in. Not able to take a shot towards the net. Too much traffic in the way. Goes to the wall. Wallen with it now, fighting for it in the corner. Gets cleared of the area, but not out of the zone. Holderman keeping it in. Number 9 tries to get it out. Goes back to the corner. Holderman knocking it back down. 10 catching it in the corner. Choi gets it out to 42. Rizvi, who moves it over to Taramino. Taramino bringing it into the Monsters' end as it knocked away by Rocha, who tries to get it forward, but Clifford is able to keep it in. Finally cleared out by a White, gets down to the Bells' end. Choi catches it, though, maintaining control for the Bells. Wood's not able to get it away from him. He chips it up and down to Huang. Huang comes in 2-on-1, takes a shot towards the net, kicked away by Naya to the corner. Able to get it in, gets in front of the net, but Clifford's not able to keep it before the Monsters knock it away from him. And that brings us to the end of the second period. Again, the score is 4-1 in favor of the Bells. Our shots on goal, we have 18 with 4 goals to show for it for the Bells. The Monsters have taken 23 shots on the goal, but have only made it to the back of the net 1 time so far. We have a pretty big canyon to jump across. It's not impossible, but they're going to have to put their nose to the grindstone. At this time, the Monsters are leaving the ice. This is a little unprecedented, so I'm not sure exactly what's going on. What's happening?
They're going to cut the ice.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've just been advised that both teams are leaving the ice at this time because we're going to cut the ice. So we're going to clear off so the Zamboni can do its thing. With this extended intermission, enjoy the show. Welcome back to GHN, everyone. Again, this is Greg Gerster calling the game and the action for you. The Zamboni is done. Both teams are taking back to the ice. And we are coming up to the beginning of the third period. Again, our score is currently 4-1. Bell's up by 3. They have 18 shots on goal. Monsters with 23. Monsters are going to need to get down dirty and play hard if they want a chance to try to take home the gold today. Again, in net for the Bells, we have number 86, Nicholas Chen. For the Fresno Jr Monsters, 96, Nayamua. Bells get the win off of this face-off. Take it back to their own end and then start to move it forward. Monsters take it away, Escobar catching it, passing across to Rocha. Rocha moves it around the boards and up, but Akanwa is there to stop it, keep it in zone, and it's knocked back forward and down. Woods tries to bring it out, but is knocked away by Aycock. White now with it, tries to get it forward, but it stays while he goes. He has to go back to get it. Chips it up and forward, down into the Bell's end. However, Curley is there to get it, move it out to Zhao. White of the Monsters there to stop it, move it back the other direction. Wallen is able to catch up to it, but not before it gets out of zone, and it gets away from him, going down to Rocha across their own blue. He moves it back forward against the wall. We have Wallen fighting for it, knocks it out. Woods catches and brings it up against the wall again further down. Comes out to number 7, Zhao. As he gets it down, passes across to Barcenas. Barcenas bringing it up. Tries to get it off the wall and out, but the Monsters get in the way. Woods now with it, trying to bring it up the wall. Gets knocked away from him by Rizvi. Wallen knocks it back forward down, chases but can't catch it. Gets knocked to the blue line where Rocha gathers it. Circles around and passes back towards the corner. Curley catches it first, and his pass is stopped by Peterson. Goes out and comes back in and up across. Knocked up in the air by number 2 of the Bells, Aycock. Ends up coming back to him as he charges in. Knocked away, caught by Bersanius, takes a backhanded shot, but goes wide of the net, through the crease, but wide of the net. Torres now with it along the far wall. Knocked away, Aycock with it, tries to pass out to Akanwa. Knocked away from him, goes back to center ice where Choi gets it and moves it forward. Torres now with it, bringing it across the blue line into the Bell zone. Gets in the left circle, tries to shoot, knocked out of the way by Traffic. Rizvi now tries to get it out of his zone. Passes forward to Barcenas, who gets it to neutral ice. Rocha tries to poke it away, but can't quite get it, forcing Barcenas to the corner. Takes a backhanded shot at a really bad angle. Gets caught up by Naya and stopped. With that stop of play, both teams will get changes on their lines. Bells take the face off in this one, getting it out and clear. Roberts 30 chases it to the wall, has it knocked away, but taken back into the zone. Beyond gets it, chips it forward, getting to center ice. Plummer now has it coming up, short side, tries to poke it in, but Chin gets it off his pad. Going to the right far corner, it gets caught up in traffic, knocked free and down towards the Monster zone. Beyond catches it, loops it around, and passes to Bacardier at the blue line. Cartier moves it forward again to Plummer. Plummer charging down into the Bells territory, top of the slot, coming into the right circle, shoots from the center of the circle, rolls off the pads and goes to the corner. Battle along the boards, comes up. McCartier is able to catch it, glove it down, takes a shot from the blue line. Goes up against Chen where he gloves it down. The Monsters are going to need to find more of those looks and take advantage of them a little bit better. They need to find the back of that net if they want to close this gap. 13:37 left in the third period. They need 4 goals to tie, 5 to win. Monsters take the win on that one. Goes up to Rocha, top of the slot, takes a shot, knocked up into the glass. Comes down to the left side. Woods gets it, brings it up towards the blue line as he passes back towards White. White can't catch it in time, so it rolls around the boards. Wallen tries to stop it, but pushed into the wall. Goes out, Wallen can't stop it, but Rocha does at the blue line. Brings it back in, comes in behind the net. Gets it tipped away by Choi. Has to chase to the corner. He loses it there while White and a couple others scramble for it, knocked out. Rocha again getting control. Passes the Wallen. Wallen gets it caught up on his feet, but takes a shot towards the net. Chen stops it with his pads. Wallen with again against the wall. It takes a shot, but Huang is able to get caught up on his feet and stop it from going. Puck now coming down for an icing against the Bells. They face off to the glove side of Chen. Torres takes the draw, gets it out to Berenberg. Berenberg chases to the corner, passes up, or takes a shot. It gets knocked off of the legs of Chen. Back to the corner, Torres tries to get it out, wraps along around the boards. Berenberg gets it and knocks it to Nisenkaro. Nisenkaro takes a shot from the back of the net. Peterson gets a shot and score for number 5, Nicholas Peterson. Bringing the Monsters to a score of 2. So far, Peterson has scored both goals for the Monsters, getting them on the board and keeping them in the game, trying to keep them in the game. This has shrunk the gap to 3, and the Monsters on their way to trying to bring this close together and try to get us to a fresh start. Layden Torres at the center, comes out, Monsters end up in control. Nisenkaro passes back towards Berenberg, who comes in along the wall through the blue line. His momentum has stopped, so he has to pass forward along the boards. Torres chasing it behind. Zhao gets to it, ends up being passed out to Berenberg, who takes a shot, bounces off the pads of Chen, coming back to Berenberg. He passes to Torres, Torres passes out to Peterson, he gets knocked away and can't connect the pass. Escobar gets to it at the blue line, top of the slot. Shot and caught on the chest of Chen. Our face-off once again coming glove side of Chen. It looks like number 48, Lane, is going to be in the center for the Bells. 98, Plummer for the Monsters. Puck goes down and comes out with Choi of the Bells in control. Gets caught up by the Monsters who try to knock it away, but 42, Rizvi is able to get it and charge down into center ice. The puck gets ahead of him, Rocha getting to it and knocking it away. It comes to the wall where Turner has control and passes down to Beyond. Beyond moves up to Rocha. Rocha passing forward to back to Beyond, up and into the Bells bench out of play. Monsters come out on top of this one. McCartier trying to take it out, but knocked away from him. Comes back towards the Monsters' defensive zone. Cleared to center, but brought right back in. Beyond is able to catch it, bring it behind his net. Wraps around to McCartier. McCartier comes into contact with 42 of the Bells, who rolls it into the corner. But Beyond's there quickly to get control of it. Up to McCartier. Knocked off his stick as he tries to pass, kept in zone by the Bells. They shoot, but it knocks off of Rocha, not making it to the net. Rocha now coming forward through the neutral zone. Gets to the blue line. We have a whistle stopping play. Appears to be for an offsides. White takes the draw, passing back to Holderman. He can't keep it on his stick and has to chase it down to his own zone. He's able to get it, passes up towards Nisenkaro, who knocks it away. Woods catching it in neutral ice. Woods gets it across the line, coming through the right circle. Can't find a lane, so wraps around back. Caught up in the corner, passes out to White. White can't find it, so Woods takes it back. As it knocked away, it has to chase it to the blue line. Rolling it back towards White. White takes a shot. Goes into the chest of Chen. Stopped and gloved down by Chen. With 28 shots on goal, the Monsters have still only gotten 2 past the wall. That is Chen. .19 left in the third period. Score is 5-2. Bell's up by 3. Choi with the puck off of that draw. He brings it forward. Is able to get through the traffic, but gets tripped up, losing the puck to Nisenkaro. Nisenkaro loses his footing, but keeps the puck as he pops back up. He has to circle back to reset himself and charges through. At the top of the slot, can't get a shot off. Gets lost in the feet of the Bells as he goes through. White has to collect it from him behind the net. Battle for the puck. It's knocked out free. No one there for it, so Woods comes in to take it away. He gets caught up, tries to get it out. White there to help him. Ends up with a Bell in control. Barcenas charging through. Valeri, little opposition. Free by himself in the center circle. Shoots. Bounces off the leg pad of Moore. Comes up against the wall. We now have a whistle stopping play. High sticking. This penalty will be to number 86 of the Fresno Monsters, Ethan Woods. Well, appears to be for high sticking. We have a player down for the Bells, Rizvi. Team's gathered around him to check on him. The coach made his way out, is talking to him. He's up, moving his head. And he's being helped up and onto his feet, making his way back to the bench. We are thankful that any injury, if any, is minimal. This means we will again see the Bells power play unit on the ice. With that 2-minute penalty to 86 Woods. It will give them an opportunity to grow their lead and spread that gap, making it harder for the Monsters to catch up. On the other side of that, we'll need to see the PK of the Monsters stay strong to prevent that from growing. Well, they're going to need to get a shorthand goal along with a couple others in order to make it through. A couple shots already taken by the Bells, nothing getting through yet, getting caught up. Aycock takes a shot short side, but goes wide near of the net. Comes out to the wall, another shot, stopped by traffic. Rocha now clearing the zone, getting the puck out. Curley's able to get to it and bring it around, being chased by Torres. He passes forward, but Barenberg intercepts that pass, clears it back down to the Bell zone. Zhao now with the puck, trying to bring it forward. Torres tried to knock it away, but couldn't keep up as Zhao outpaced him. Zhao comes in, takes a shot, and we now have a score by number 7, Derek Zhao of the Bells, bringing the Bells to a score of 6 compared to the Monsters 2. Once again, in a 4-goal lead. We see them having converted that power play. The Monsters PK unable to stop them. Getting some changes on the ice and resetting at the center. Plummer takes a draw, gets it out to Beyond. Beyond moves it forward towards Turner. Turner can't connect with the pass, so Choi grabs it, 10 of the Bells, and brings it behind the net. He ends up turning around to pass it up the boards, where 30 is able to get it, pass it over to 48. 48 tries to get it up the boards, but Lane can't keep it on his stick as he's knocked away by the Monsters. Monsters get it back, but Choi recollects just past the blue line, chips it in. Beyond now with the puck behind his own net. Passes to Turner. Turner back to Beyond, who launches it forward to Plummer, where it bounces off his stick and continues to neutral ice, where the Bells get it and move it across to Choi. Choi moves it back to 48, moves it forward to Roberts. Roberts passes to the other Roberts against the wall, number 4. However, he can't keep it on his stick, and Nisankaro now has it charging up the wall. He tries to pass up to McCartier, but the Bells get in the way. Roberts, number 30, with the puck in the left circle. He loses it, and it gets knocked up by the boards by Roberts, number 4. Bounces off, and Risby is able to get to it, trying to knock it back to the Monsters zone, but Nisankaro is able to get it just past the line and bring it back through neutral ice. Tried to knock away, gets to the middle of the slot, shoots, and it bounces off the glove of Chen. Comes back to Choi. Passes forward to number 30, Roberts. Plummer takes it away from him, though. Coming back to his own zone, he passes out backhand pass to Beyond. Beyond moves it up the wall. Tries to take a shot around Choi, but it goes wide of the net, bouncing off the back glass. At the blue line, Roberts 4 is able to stop it from exiting his own zone. Monsters get it away from before he can get it. Turner now at the top of the slot, taken away by Choi. Goes to the wall. McCarty able to keep it as he rolls into the corner. Again, a fight against 42. He loses it, but Turner's able to catch it. Takes a shot from the short side and gets it behind Chen for another Monsters goal. Bringing our score at 6:33 left in the third period to 6-3. The Bells are now only up by 3. The Monsters again bringing that gap closer together. 6.5 minutes to try to get it even tighter. The Monsters are behind, but still not out of this game. White takes a draw on this one, back to the boards. Beyond chases over to it, gets it, and tries to move it forward. 81, however, stops it immediately, knocks it back down to the Monsters zone. Nisankaro with the puck. Brings it through neutral ice. As it rolls off of his stick and has to chase to get up to it against the wall. He regains it, brings it back to the top of the slot, passes across to Beyond. Beyond at the top of the circle, shoots, bounces off of traffic towards the goalie. Oh, but Chin, unfortunately, is able to cover it, stopping it from going in. That was a near miss for the Monsters. They almost were able to bring themselves up one more. Face-off will now be to the right side of Chen. And we have a timeout being called for the Monsters. And with that, the timeout is over. Both teams taking back to the ice. And before play starts, we'd like to bring your attention to the bench of the Monsters. To the right side, you'll see number 32, Scarlett Gerster, a gatekeeper and backup goalie for today's game. While she's not playing today's game, she has been an integral part of this season and our victories and our trip to the championship. We'd like to thank her and every player playing in today's game for the dedication that they've put into getting to where we are today. With that said, the Monsters now in control of the puck. Rocha with it, passing it back towards center, chipping up and off of Aycock's stick into the air. Glove down by White. He takes a shot from the top of the circle, goes wide of the net, bouncing off the backboards. Rolls around to Woods. Woods is able to keep it through traffic as Curley tries to knock it away. Ends up coming off and back down. Rocha is there to keep it in the corner. Rolling behind the net, no one there to get to it, so Aycock catches up and tries to get it out, but Wallen is there to knock it back the other direction. Zhao, number 7, with the puck now. Chips it up and around the glass. Wallen's there to stop it, tries to keep it in, tipped away by 77 of the Bells. It goes again behind the net. Zhao, number 7, bringing it out. As it knocked away, kept in zone by Plummer. Zhao again wrapping it around the boards, but Esquivel is there to stop it and keep it in. Battling with Barcenas, comes out with Plummer in control of it. He quickly has it knocked away, and Barcenas again has the puck trying to bring it out. Gets knocked to his knees, it rolls into neutral ice. Scramble against the boards, Barenberg knocks it back into the Bell's end. Curley catches it against the back wall and wraps it around the boards before Barenberg is able to get to it. But Beyond stops it from getting out of the zone, bringing it back to the corner. Barcenas passes forward to Aycock. Aycock starts through center. Has a good look at the net, shoots, and save by Moore. We need to continue to see this activity and defensiveness from Moore so the Monsters can have a chance to let this grow. Wraps up the board. Choi has the puck. Passes across towards Roberts. Roberts not able to connect with it, so the Monsters get it and clear it down into the Bell's end. Choi catches it behind his own net, wraps it around the boards. Up towards Roberts, 30. Roberts can't keep control. Plummer passes across to McCartier. He has to chase it down. Passes towards Nissincaro, but he can't connect with the pass. Has to chase it to his own corner. He pushes it ahead of him. Roberts, 30, tries to stop it, but Nissincaro charges into him, getting into a scrum against the boards, trying to take control. Knocked out and cleared in neutral ice. No one there to receive it. Risby gets to it first and passes back into neutral to Roberts, number 4, who moves it over to 30. Roberts, 30, tries to pass it, gets caught in the feet of Plummer, who takes it away and passes to McCartier in center ice. Bounces off his stick, where Risby chases to the corner. Monsters again under control. Get caught up in the Bells. They knock it away, chip it down into the Monsters' end. Icing waved off. So Beyond gets to it, catches, and starts to pass forward to Barenberg. He catches it in center ice. Moves it over to Plummer. Plummer loses it off his stick to 77 of the Bells, who runs it against the wall. Gets caught up, chipped back to center ice. Plummer stops momentum, but can't quite keep control. Gets passed by Beyond to the far wall. McCartier collects, chips it up to Rocha, who knocks it out of the air, but can't keep up with it. In the corner, he knocks Curley into the wall. Puck rolls out, and Zhao is able to wrap it up the boards and back to the Monsters' zone. 2:14 left on the clock. Beyond has it, knocked away from the puck, but Roach was able to get it. He knocks it up high above the net from center ice. Goes to the corner again with Beyond trying to get it out. Correction, Woods. Woods knocks it forward to Beyond. Nissincaro comes out with it, gets it out to Rocha, tipped away by Barcenas. Wallen gets control of the puck, launches it back down to the Bell's end. Chin comes out to play it, making contact with the puck. Whistled dead. Across the line for an icing before he was able to make contact with it. Monsters with the puck. Pass it forward, bounces off the feet of Roberts, can't get it out of the zone. Roberts, number 4, gets it, tries to take a shot, caught up in traffic, doesn't get through, and Monsters end up with it, with White bringing it out of the zone. Chips it forward, chases into the corner and behind the net. Troy is able to get in the way of that, knocks it down. Comes out to Woods, who chips it over to Wall into the corner. He passes it in front of the net. Rocha can't get the shot off as it bounces from his stick back behind the net. Scramble with Choi, White, and Wallen. White comes out with it, but again runs into competition for the puck. It's passed out. Rocha loses sight of it, comes up in the corner, shoulders Roberts aside. As the puck comes up the Woods at the blue line. So he takes a shot in, bounces off of traffic. Roberts, 30, in control of it, tries to pass it forward to clear the zone, but can't get it out. He comes out to 48, Lane, in neutral ice, but he's got too much competition from the Monsters, can't quite get into the zone. He ends up making it across the blue line, but the Monsters are quick to fight for it and bring it out. Plummer, charging through neutral ice, loses it at the top of the circle. Chip back down towards the Monsters' end. Roberts can't connect with it. Goes across for icing. We also have Moa out of net. The Monsters with a man advantage, 6-on-5. Taking a risk with the open net, but we have 30.8 seconds left in the third period. Draw goes to the Monsters, passes back to Rocha. Rocha shoots, gets caught up in traffic, doesn't make it through. Goes to beyond, takes another shot, goes wide of the net. Comes to the wall, rolling back through neutral. We have Aycock in charge of the puck. He shoots and score by number 2 Aycock on the empty net, bringing the score for the Bells to 7. With that, Moa will make her way back to the empty net to reman it for the last 16 and a half seconds of the game. Plummer and Aycock in the center circle. Monsters get it out, but the Bells take control. Marcenas tries to knock it down the wall. Barenberg keeps control, but loses it quickly to Marcenas. He's at the top of the circle. Wraps around the back. 3 seconds left. And with that buzzer, that brings us to the end of the game. And the victory for this championship goes to the Bellarmine Bells. Final score, 7-3. They win by 4. The Bells have 25 shots on goal, 7 goals to show for it. The Monsters with 31 shots on the goal, only 3 to take away. Again, this has been a great season for both teams. They've fought hard to get to where they are. And we want to recognize and congratulate each and every player on both teams for what it takes to get to where they are. Though the Monsters did not win today, they've put in a lot of work, effort, and showed grit to get to this championship game. We'd like to thank each and every player, the coaches, the parents, and everyone who had a hand in this team this year. Thank you to one and to all. With that said, if you've enjoyed this game, please click like and leave a comment. We always appreciate comments. If you're with the home team, subscribe so you can see future games, especially if you'll be with us next season. If you're from the away team, no need to click subscribe, but keep an eye on us for next time you play us. If the player Gerster is on the roster, I will be here to record the game. Thank you. Again, I'm Gray Gerster with GHN Sports.